So I have a list. Probably have to look down for these because there's a good few bits to go through. There's a list of ingredients to look out for when it comes to, well, this is kind of skincare in general, but definitely when it comes to eye cream. So I kind of did it in alphabetical order just to make it easy on myself. First of all, you want to look out for your antioxidants. Now, antioxidants are what help protect your skin against the damage caused by pollutants and just the general nasties kind of around us. So pollution and smoking and all that kind of stuff. So examples of antioxidants would be green tea and vitamins like C and E. Another ingredient to look out then for would be caffeine. This is one of the ones that you want to look for if you're maybe a little bit loose around the area and you want to add firmness back in. So again, this is going to be temporary, but caffeine will tighten and will help reduce the puffiness just by firming up the skin temporarily. So that's one of the definitely depuffing ingredients to look out for. Concealer and highlighters. This is often found in newer formulas, so you'll see that it'll say with a hint of concealer or something like that on the front. This will just have a little bit of a colour in it, or like a correction colour. This is more for people with their dark circles who need brightening, or maybe who have discoloured circles, so they might be quite purple under the eye, and then if it comes with like a yellow toned concealer, it'll cancel out the purple. So that's something else that can be really good for anyone with discoloration under the eyes. Great ingredients to look out for then would be humectants. So a humectant is something that really grabs onto moisture and like binds it to the skin. One of the best ones would be hyaluronic acid. You also have glycerin and urea. They're quite common ones in eye cream, but what the humectants will do by binding that moisture to the skin is it's going to really plump it up and give it a really kind of healthy, full, it's just going to look really hydrated. You won't get those superficial lines. It'll help plump up any fine lines. Again, this is all just going to be temporary, but it's great for daytime, and then for nighttime you can like deal with the repairing and not really worrying about how gorgeous and plumped up you look. But for daytime, you kind of want it to be really hydrated, as well as have your SPF. So humectants are something definitely to look out for. Another really good ingredient, and I've mostly come across this in Olay products, but it is supposed to be like a wonder kind of ingredient. And I think it's often more for kind of anti-aging properties as well. It's called niacinamide, also known as vitamin B3. I've actually went on about this a couple of times on my blog in different blog posts. But basically it's kind of like a humectant in that it holds on to moisture in the skin as well, but it also helps create a protective barrier over the skin, so it's going to help against those free radicals, and it helps diminish discoloration over time. So this is one of those ones that's a long-term thing. So you will get some of the temporary benefits from it, but also if you use it over like weeks and months, you'll start to see gradual, more permanent positive effects as well. So that's definitely something that's going to help with, say, maybe slightly more mature skin. Another great product would be Peptides. So this is, again, maybe for the slightly older skin, not so much for the teenagers in the early 20s. The peptides would be like the building blocks to protein. So they really help kind of strengthen that soft tissue, and it's one of the first steps maybe you want to take towards your anti-aging kind of ingredients. It's a good one to start off with, so you'd want to maybe start off with that in your late 20s, early 30s. One of the wonder ingredients, and this is one of the only topical ingredients, I think as far as I know, that's totally proven to actually do some reduction in aging. So I don't know if that makes sense, but you know the way a lot of people say like collagen is great in the skin, but you can't apply it topically, you won't do any good. But retinol is one of the only products that'll actually, when topically applied to the skin, will benefit the skin and help to turn back some of the damage, to undo some of the damage. So retinol, it's a strong anti-aging ingredient that stimulates cell turnover and collagen production. Now, one thing that needs to be said about retinol, it comes in different strengths, and some people can be quite sensitive to it, so you have to maybe see your dermatologist about what strength, but usually the ones that you buy over the counter aren't that strong. But I would say always use it at night time because it can cause sun sensitivity, so you're more likely to get sun damage, so you have to be careful about that. And a lot of products will come with a bit of sunblock in it. Actually, Vichy do an eye cream, a retinol eye cream that has sunblock in it as well, but generally try and keep it for nighttime. So not only can it make you sensitive to the sun, the UV damage can actually break down the retinol and make it less functional. So that's one of the reasons, again, another reason why you should keep it for nighttime, but it's an amazing product, more for the older skin, so maybe for like mid-30s to early 40s and up. for your anti-aging benefits. Okay, other products that are really good in particularly daytime eye creams would be silicones, so like your dimethicone, which you'd see in a lot of skin like makeup products. These prime and smooth the skin and make them perfect for makeup application. So one of my favourite eye creams, this is the Clinique All About Eyes. This is kind of formulated for that. It would be kind of silicone-y. It just forms this beautiful kind of smooth surface for the makeup to go on, and it kind of makes your makeup last longer around that area and stuff like that. Look out for your, it's usually any ingredients ending in cone, ICONE, so your silicones and dimethicones, and there are loads of others, but they're brilliant for daytime. And they trap in moisture as well, keeping it a bit more plump. You have your sun protection, so your SPF. Always try and get products with SPF for daytime. It's really, really important. Your vitamin C brightens over time, so again, it's one of the long-term benefit ones, and it also aids collagen production and elasticity. And then you have your vitamin K and hydroquinone. Now, vitamin K restricts blood flow, and then the hydroquinone lightens and brightens, so these are really good for dark circles. It can be really hard, I think, to do much against dark circles because it might make a tiny bit of difference, but really you'd need some kind of like corrector or like your Yves Saint Laurent highlighter pen or something like that. I wouldn't really just rely on a like translucent or transparent cream for that. And then it's really important to try and avoid anything that would contain a lot of strong like fragrance or too much alcohol in it or anything, because they can be damaging to the skin, which is not what you want for around that area.